fight world? Welcome to the Vampire Stream. Oh my God, we having so much fun with this game. Why take it easy now? You know, we just got the game in the Cobra clutch, a chokehold. Yeah, we hit y'all with that kill shot. Bah! City, state, zip. Where you at? Oh my God. New media coming. I try to tell ya. The Vampire Stream. Let's get it. Where y'all at? Where y'all from? Wake up. This is the Vampire Stream. I am your host, Ego. Hey, smash the like button. Gang, gang. Shout out to Miami, Florida. Texas, VA. We. They said we. Puerto Rico, 787. I see y'all. Watsonville, California. Shout out to Tijuana. Salute. We just working, people. We having a great year, you know. Now, you know what I thought about too? We've been on point. Like, there's been lately, we've been getting a lot right. Like, I was just thinking, like, not. Shout out to Eric Santos, $2 super chat. He said he repping Orlando, Florida, Iowa, Tijuana, 818, Long Beach. Like, not even to just gloat and toot our own horn, but I was thinking, I was like, you know what? We've been doing pretty good. Like, I can't speak for Old Medium, but what we've been doing over here, it's been pretty. Even when I told y'all, listen, even when I told you Eminem was killing MGK, some of y'all were like, no fucking way. MGK, he beat him. Bro, there's no way MGK. Have you listened to his album? Like, I mean, I give him props because he tried to respond and capitalize on the moment, but his EP that he dropped, you know, as a real fan of music, oh my gosh, it's bad. Like, you know, I had to stop listening to it. It was like bad. You know what I'm saying? Has anyone listened? Like, we even got that right. You know what I'm saying? Eminem murdered MGK with kill shot. LOL. He dissected everything MGK. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, people were tripping. They're like, Eminem has 3 million likes or some shit. I just looked at it. His kill shot has like 3 million likes and 110 million views. You know? So what Eminem was saying is actually you could corroborate the facts behind it. You know, he said, you the younger me? Fuck no. I'd rather be an 80-year-old me than the 27-year-old you or whatever. You know? And he says, you talking about my age, but I'm 45, still outselling you. That's facts. What's MGK sold on his latest album? Like, these dudes is crazy. That new album is horrible. The EP or whatever you want to call. Like, it's bad because the best song on it is probably Rap Devil. You know? I was actually surprised because I expected him, you know, to at least have some, you know, try to come with some fire because he was capitalized. Because Eminem made him relevant again. You get what I'm saying? Eminem made him relevant by entertaining the diss, which Eminem talked about on his album, like talking to people and it being a lose-lose situation. But listen. What? I'm not stopping till I'm 70 years older. Slap me if I'm sober. What? Like, really? That's hard to y'all? He he said I fucked two girls that look like Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. Like, so you're 28 and you're fucking the cast of like Saturday Night Live and shit. Bridesmaid. What? Like, you could have said I'm fucking like, I don't know, Jessica Alba, or, you know what I'm saying? Bitches that look like Jessica Alba. You talking about, you know, if you're gonna take a cougar, like, you could have said Selma Hayek or something. You talking about Tina Fey and Amy Poehler? What? And he was on the Breakfast Club talking like greasy. That, man, I don't even know what I stopped listening to this shit. Yeah, you fucking 30 Rock. Hold on. I think this is it. Listen to this. Get the fuck out my face. I cannot feel my face. I don't want time, just face. Put it real fast, I am. Excuse me. Why is it all edited like that? Hold on, yo. That man said, oh, here. Okay. Listen. What? So you got mad at Eminem for calling you a mumble rapper, and your chorus is, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, live fast, die young. Wow. Like, what? Is it normal to have blood coming out your ears listening to this shit? I think so. But that's funny, man. You just said Eminem called him a mumble rapper. And he was like, oh, you're so disconnected. He was on the Breakfast Club. And he was like, you're so disconnected from reality. I mean, you call me a mumble rapper? And then the same day you drop an album with the chorus, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, live fat, die young. Wow. And you trying to fuck Tina Fey? Like an Amy Poehler? So we was even right with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I told you, Eminem was like, it was killing him. He was killing him. Like, cause Eminem was actually rebuttaling things that, you know, about how he celebrated with champagne. Like, there's just levels to this shit, you know? And that's how it is with new media. I guess we the Eminem of this shit. You know, there's levels to... There's levels to greatness, I guess you could say. When he's out of bullets, so what good is the motherfucking shit is life to be solidified. This motherfucking shit is like Rambo. When he's out of bullets, so what good is the fucking machine gun? When it's out of ammo. Had enough of this tatted up mumble rapper. How the fucking him and I battle? They'll have to fuck him in my flannel. Eminem was bodying him. I don't care. He said, had enough of this tattled up mumble rapper. He said, for him to be me, he had to fuck Kim in my flannel. Something with my sandals. And he said, as long as I'm slim, he's going to always live in my shadow. Like, Em was eating that boy. Stop it. So we was even right with that. Now, let's get to this boxing shit. You know, people have probably joined us now. Let's talk about this boxing shit, what we were right with. Oh my God. Y'all don't even want to talk about that. You know? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Live fat, die young. No originality, man. Make sure y'all smash the like button. We just working. That's all we do. We just trying to do that quality work. Talk this new media. West Side Gang, you know? But yeah, people, I was surprised that people, you know, Rap Devil versus Killshot was like Canelo versus Golovkin too. You know, I was surprised. Like, I watched a good fight and I was like, cool. Canelo clearly won that, you know, like it shouldn't be like the first fight. And then when I started hearing all these opinions and I'm like, what the fuck? Everybody's mad at Canelo again? Man, shout out to Vallejo, you know, 707, say it backwards. I was surprised, you know. So that's the same thing with Rap Devil. I think people got gassed off the video, a quick response, and a beat. You know, they just had low expectations. I think MGK, I would say he did better than people thought he was capable of. Like, oh, okay, cool. That beat was hard. You shot a video that looked dope. You know, you tried your best to get at him. Cool. You know, and they gave him all this prop. But from a like, man, I come from. You guys check out the podcast I'm doing with my boys. We're gonna talk about all types of stuff like this. And I done music with them the homies. Even before we did music together, we was homies. They, you know, we're gonna talk about all these types of issues too. You know, whatever's going on, whatever y'all want us to talk about. But that's coming soon. We ordered some of the equipment. Like, it's going down with that. But yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know what people look for anymore. You know. But from a lyrical, like musical, like nobody would like Ether beat was cool, but people was gassed if you picked back in the day. If you picked Nas and said he beat Jay-Z, it was based on what he said. You know, it wasn't based on a music video and or a beat. Because I'm pretty sure, I don't even think he filmed an official music video for it. You know, Rap Devil, like I said, beats was cool, but he was eating oatmeal. And then, like, I think my dad going crazy. Like, okay. You know, but Eminem came back with rebuttals. See, this is what Eminem and Killshot did what we do in the hot seat. Came back with rebuttals to the actual subject. You know what I'm saying? MGK was saying a lot of stuff like facts, but I don't know that those things to be the facts. Like, he said he called Diddy. I don't know if he called Diddy and all that. Like, what Eminem was saying, he said, I got more fans in your city than you. That's probably a fact because of how much money he's made in music, you know? When he said, I'm 45, but I'm still outselling you, that's a fact. You can look historically at Revival or Eminem's worst album, and I guarantee you it sold better than MGK's best album. And that Binge EP, that wasn't it. My honest opinion. But let's get into this boxing shit. I feel like we've been doing good. Like I said, Rap Devil surprised me that some people were even trying to argue that it was like lyrically better or like a better diss. They remind me of Canelo Triple G. Let's talk about Canelo Triple G real quick because you guys seen that in the title. Shout out to Boxing Habit on Instagram. They put it in perspective. I mean, I already knew this, but they put the snapshot. But follow them on Instagram. They post a lot of quality stuff. Look, says Mexican style. Hey, no, I got right. Lands single-digit body shots. These are factual numbers. Canelo in the first fight, in terms of the body shots, landed 44. Golovkin 8. In the second fight, Canelo landed 2 more, 46. And Golovkin landed 6. So this lends more credence to what I've been telling you about. Is the Triple G show was the Triple Jab show. Like, even if you had Triple G winning for whatever reason, it was not based on power shots. It would have been based on you felt he was dictating with a jab. You know, he did headhunt in some of the later rounds and land, you know, some stinging shots. But it doesn't either. Even if you want to take that approach, in two fights, the man landed 14 body shots. What part of Mexican style is that? Name a iconic Mexican fighter that in 2 fights with the same guy you believe would only land 14 body shots. If we're gonna stereotype and call something Mexican style, name the Mexican fighter who is not a good inside legendary guy, you know, who would rematch a guy and land 14 body shots in 2 fights against a smaller guy at that. What part of Mexican style is that? Triple G wasn't even like doing his best work on the inside. Like, he's like a kind of like a mid-range hooker. And I told you, he's like a boxer. He's like an aggressive boxer puncher, you know? Cool. Nothing wrong with that. I actually like the boxer punch. But be what you are. Say what you are. Don't fabricate this like gimmick of a Mexican style to try to win over Mexican fans and then fight nothing like it. You know, fight like nothing. I don't believe in Mexican style because I've watched boxing my whole life and I know Mexicans don't fight in one particular way. You got Orlando Salido and you have Juan Manuel Marquez, you know. You got Jorge Arce and you have Canelo, you know. All guys that are Mexican, but none of them are really fighting identical, you know. So you can't just generalize what Mexicans do or Mexican fighter. They switch it up. You know, we have Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., Salvador Sanchez. It's just too many great, you know, Gilberto Ramirez don't fight like Jaime Munguia. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's wrong to even generalize it. But they tried it. But the thing that gets me, I mean, that's cool. You know, if Mexican people aren't mad at it, whatever. It doesn't make sense to me. But the thing is, even with your description of what Mexican style is, you're not even doing that when you get in there with good competition. That's the thing that kills me. You fight Lemieux and it's Jabsican style. You fight Canelo, it's Jabsican style. Less aggression style. You know, you fought Daniel Jacob is I lost the fight style. Here lies the problem. Even if you're going to run around with that, you know, you're not even living up to that. That's why I told you guys, in my opinion, the aura of Triple G has been stripped away because he landed 14 body shots in 2 fights. Take that how you want. But there's nothing Mexican style about that. They're talking about, oh yeah, like true Mexican. Okay. What true Mexican is landing 14 body shots? Some Mexican fighters land 14 body shots in half a round. You know, look at Leo Santa Cruz's best rounds, you know, with Eric Morale. I promise you, he probably landed double that or close to that or at least that in 1 round. You know, let alone 2 fights that span 24 rounds. So where are we getting this from? But to make that even more fucked up, Triple G's trainer, Abel Sanchez, who is Mexican American, he endorsed this. He might have came up with it. And he was, you know, like egging it on. And what happened to, hey, we're breaking Bernard Hopkins' title defense record at middleweight. And guess what? We're going to take Canelo out in the same way B-Hop took Oscar De La Hoya out. We're going to hit him to that body. You remember De La Hoya's all on the ground, curled up, hitting the ring and shit. You can't take Canelo out landing 14 body shots. So what happened to the ginger snap? That's what Abel told us all this stuff. See, this why it doesn't resonate with what some of you guys are saying to me. He's coming, oh, we're going to do like B-Hop. And it's going to be ironic because we're going to break his record on the same night. And I named the punch. I called the punch the ginger snap. Where was the ginger snap? This is what, you know, even if you had Triple G winning, this is probably why some people, if anything, didn't have Triple G winning. Because you talk all that head about what it was and what it was going to be and ginger snap and all this Mexican style. And you didn't deliver that. So it gives the impression that you're not in control of the fight like you're supposed to be. You know, maybe, just a thought here. Maybe if you didn't do all of that, you know, and people just were able to watch the fight and not be looking for Mexican style and all this ginger snap shit and all that, you know what I'm saying? And ginger schnapps or, you know, all this extra shit, ginger beer and all these secret punches you made up, then people would just watch the fight for what it was, score it for what it was. But when you build, and HBO and ESPN have a fault in this, they build Golovkin as the monster and the dragon, the slayer of all slayers and all this shit. And then Abel's egging it on, saying, yeah, Mexican style, come forward. Hey, no, guys, and ginger snap, ginger beer punches and all this stuff. And then he doesn't deliver. Then, yeah, maybe people feel like Canelo was in there doing some stuff because all this stuff you were saying didn't show up. So maybe Canelo was in control, you know, just a thought. So I told you this before the fight. I'm saying the same thing after the fight. Straight new media style. Again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I would have said, I swear to you guys, if Triple G went in there and knocked out Canelo, like a lot of you motherfuckers said, then I would have been like, you did the damn thing. You set the record straight, knocked that boy out, tip my hat to you. But that's not what happened. I'm not going to make up my own narrative. Listen to what I'm saying, people. Richie Rich, you full of shit. Stop comparing to Floyd Mayweather when these guys don't compare. Floyd Mayweather actually has a great resume. Triple G doesn't. Floyd Mayweather actually has dominant wins against ranked top competition. Triple G doesn't. I mean, if you want to step up in the hot seat, all you got to do is say yes like Floetry. You know, you talking about all you got to do, you just got to sell the fight. Selling the fight is anything. You can say, oh yeah, you a drug cheat, woom, woom, woom. You too small for it. That's selling the fight. Selling the fight is not telling the fans we're going to fight in a certain style and then not delivering. And the biggest difference is Floyd is out there actually winning. You know, the funny thing about this society and this generation nowadays is you'll have certain fan bases who, let's say they talk shit, oh, my fighter's going to win, my fighter's going to win. And then the other fighter side, they're like, nah, fuck that. My fighter's going to knock your fighter out. Right? And then side A's fighter wins. Side B's fighter doesn't do what he says he's going to do. And for some reason, side B thinks they can talk shit. No, you don't get to talk shit. How you get your ass whooped or lose, and then you think you're entitled to talk that talk? That doesn't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? So what are we talking about? So don't compare anything to Floyd. Floyd Mayweather, no matter what he said, oh, Shane Mosley, he got a big nose. Victor Ortiz, he a quitter. It don't matter. He could say that because he's still performing on the night. So what are we talking about? And it really, you guys bring up horrible. Floyd, for the later part of his career, kept fighting bigger guys. Guys that were supposed to be stronger than him and guys that outweighed him. Canelo was smaller than him. They said he was off the drugs and he looked skinnier. And he was on a recovery from a knee injury. And he had been off for a year. All right, I got to block this dude. Hold on. You guys are not coming up tagging my comment section talking about fuck Charlo. You got to put some explanation behind that. You know, fuck Charlo for what? We're not even talking about Charlo right now. So all I'm saying is Triple G, solid fighter, good fighter. But the impression that his trainer gave and he gave, like, none of it showed up. And I thought, you know, scoring the fight round by round, Canelo was in control. And it's funny because people just wait for somebody to agree. This is a funny thing. These motherfuckers just wait for, you know, a person of stature in the game to agree with them, right? And then they listen to what, oh, okay, what can I say? You know, like, so if you're under the notion that Joshua really wants to fight Wilder, then you wait for Eddie Hearn to do an interview and watch it so you can hear his excuse. So you can hear him say what the next move is. You know, it's like a convention or something. Okay, what can I use? What can I recycle? You know, and that's what people did with the Triple G. I heard a lot of people pretty much take the thoughts of other people, like, oh, so and so said this person won, or Paulie Malignaggi said this. Okay, Paulie Malignaggi, I respect him. He's a fighter, you know, and he knows his shit. I've always respected him as a commentator. But people are trying to use Paulie's swag and his thoughts, and then they can't break it down. This is what Paulie's saying. You just copying. Paulie Malignaggi made a statement, you know, in an interview post-fight saying Triple G won. But he also said something like, yeah, Canelo was coming forward. That's cool, he was coming forward, but he never pushed Golovkin back to the ropes. So how is that effective aggression? You know, something like that, right? But you can flip that on that argument that Paulie made, right? If the requirement of coming forward is pushing someone back to the ropes, and if they don't go back to the ropes, then it wasn't effective aggression, you know, despite Golovkin's face looking like it was through a meat grinder, then let's flip it. Let's flip that. Then how can you say Golovkin controlled Canelo with the jab when it never derailed or deterred Canelo from coming forward? So how is his jab, which is what he predominantly threw, how did Triple G control him with the jab, but it never stopped Canelo from trucking forward? ever. So, you know, it's the same thing. How is and then a jab is a lesser scoring blow than power shots. So it really doesn't make sense. You know, how was Golovkin control? He was pumping, he has a good jab and he was pumping out the jab for sure. But how effective is your jab in what you're doing if the guy won't stop coming forward? You know, that means if anything, you have a good jab, but you're not maybe following it up with power shots, you know, because if you jab, and then hit him with a secondary punch or put your hands together, then the jab will set up the combination. So realistically, this is what happens with some of the Eastern European fighters who are fundamentally sound. You know, you put him in there with someone who mixes it up, like Victor Postol from Ukraine versus Terrence Crawford. I told you guys, people were looking at how tall Victor Postol was, right? And this is not, you know, I'm not like, I don't, you know, have to attack nobody's region. There's good fighters from around the world. But the reason why I know stylistically Terrence Crawford was going to beat Victor Postol is because he's a very good boxer, fundamentally sound. But so is Terrence Crawford, right? And, you know, in terms of power, I think Crawford edged him, even though he was shorter. So that kind of, you know, that. But the thing with Crawford is, on top of being a good boxer, he also does more. He moves about the ring better. He picks his spots better. He's more accurate. He has an immense amount of dog in him, you know. So if we're talking about two fundamentally sound, then you got to look at the other characteristics to see what is going to create separation. Like, okay, this guy's sound and fundamental. This guy's sound and fundamental, but he has way more power, or he's just more versatile. You know what I'm saying? That's what it was with Canelo. They're both good. There's no, you know, there's certain little things. Golovkin's taller. They both have good, like, technique with what they do. But the thing is, Canelo has, like, faster hands, better combination. He's actually shown the ability to fight Mexican style with good inside work, vicious uppercuts, not just one uppercut, body work, shit like that. So, you know, Triple G has a nice jab, but no one's doubting that. The thing, my question is this: if you're saying the prerequisites to, you're saying that Canelo was never in a position where he pushed Golovkin to the ropes, therefore he wasn't walking forward aggressively, even though Golovkin's face bore the results of his lack of defense and bore the results of Canelo walking forward. But your whole criteria is because Golovkin, being the bigger man, wasn't on the ropes enough for your liking, or he wasn't on the ropes at all, or whatever. You know, you can know your way around the ring, and then when it gets close to the ring, just move out the way. You know, so that doesn't really prove nothing to me. But my same thing would be to flip it. Look at the most used punch that Golovkin threw as the bigger man, as the taller man, as the guy with an amateur experience versus Canelo's lack of amateur experience. If what Golovkin was doing was so supreme, then why was Canelo coming forward? Bro, here's an example. Deontay Wilder has an underrated jab. But here's the thing. He will jab the fuck out of you. It's a sharp, crispy jab coming from an athletic 6'7" black male with power, right? So if he's like, ah. But the thing is, Deontay Wilder is going to try to follow it up with something. You know, he's throwing other punches. It's not just the jab. So if you get hit and then he follows up with like a right hand and you don't see it, you're going to get fucked up. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I might be, even though I was there, you know, it was a lot of adrenaline, right? If I'm not mistaken, Wilder had a beautiful jab and like a crispy ass 1-2 that created one of the knockdowns in the Stavern 2 fight. Am I right or wrong? In the second Stavern, I was there, but you know, I haven't watched it again. There was 3 knockdowns and he was jabbing and it was a hard ass jab, right? And I could have swore that like it might have been the first knockdown that created everything. You know, everything was set up from the jab. It was like a pistol, zap, zap, and then he followed with the second punch, and then Stavern was like went down. And then Wilder put his hands by his side, was just standing like he's fucking Dragon Ball Z or some Super Saiyan, and he was so frustrated, just standing there like that afterwards. So what are we talking about? So as it relates to Gennady Golovkin, if Golovkin, who has a good jab, was like bop bop, you know what I'm saying, and then put something behind it, then he could have stopped Canelo. But the thing is, Golovkin is slow, like I told you, so he was just jabbing and, you know, he wasn't really aggressive enough. You know, he was getting backed up. So he was just jabbing, buying time. How can we score that? Just look at Mikey Garcia versus Robert Easter. Easter jabbed the whole, I was at that fight. You know, I was in like the 5th row, 3rd row or something. Easter jabbed the whole time. But it was like a jab that wasn't deterring Mikey Garcia from coming forward. And Mikey was throwing more power shots, you know? And I do think Canelo Triple G was probably closer than it was closer than Mikey Garcia Easter, but it's the same concept. You know, Easter's jab wasn't doing enough to warrant the true respect of Mikey Garcia, and Mikey Garcia kept finding a way. Bro, Wilder, if Stavern just kept coming forward and he was getting hit with that Wilder jab, he might have went down from the jab. Wilder was gunning his jab hard as fuck, and he was following up with additional combination punching. Stavern couldn't have just walked towards that for 12 rounds. I'm sorry. You know, and like I said, that's why I say Wilder has an underrated jab. I do not say, I mean, okay, what I just said is almost asinine because he got knocked down 3 times in the first round. So do you really think, and I'm not comparing Canelo to Stavern. Please don't use any stupid comparisons, but it don't matter who it is. You're not going to just walk Wilder down, you know, and be successful from what I've seen, just walking him down nonstop for 12 rounds. I can't see it. But somehow Canelo was able to successfully keep pushing forward, keep pushing Golovkin back, you know, against Golovkin. So make that make sense. Yeah, Spilka tried it and he was successful for some odd rounds. And then what happened? See you at the crossroads, you don't mean low, and I'm gonna miss every. He went to the crossroads. So what are we talking about? Ortiz tried it. Maybe he was successful. But then what happened in the 5th round? He got knocked down. You know what I'm saying? So why was Golovkin, you know, I think he stung and hurt Canelo, but I think they both hurt each other. And it was, you know, what happened? Like, you know, why was Canelo able to just keep coming? And why Canelo's not fucking invincible? Man, I gotta miss everybody. Living in a hateful world, sending a straight. Shout out to Purple Cloud Beats, $5 super chat. Ego, do you think you saying Showtime is better than HBO had influence on them giving you credentials for the Triple G versus Canelo fight? Can't silence you, bro. I don't know what it was, bro, to be honest. I don't give a fuck anyway. You know, I make more money. I told you. There's no stopping new media, you know. Credential doesn't define me. Like, obviously, I try to get to as many fights as I can for coverage for y'all. But I told y'all, truth be told, I make more money by not going to fights because all I do is reap the benefits, and I'm in the luxury of my house. I don't have to be in airports and nobody's airports and hotels and flight, you know. So that doesn't affect me. So I can't really speculate. I don't know what it was, but it doesn't stop it. You know, I still talk about the fight. You know, I just came up different. Bone Thugs was singing Stavern to heaven after that case. That was bad. That man was like Dalsim and shit. His leg got folded. And he's big, you know. Stavern's a big, like, you know, he's a big Haitian dude. Yeah, I've interviewed him and stuff like that. So it was unnatural how his body was like contorted. So Yeah, I just don't understand the hoopla with the Canelo Triple G fight. You know, I think more often than not, there's a lot of people who don't like Canelo, didn't want him to win, you know, especially with the drug shit. So they're having a hard time. You know, there's some racists mixed in there who, you know, the fighter who's considered the great white hope lost, you know, and they just have a hard time embracing it. It always happens. Ward Kovalev, you know, Lomachenko, Salido. I can't think of any time. Like, I'm not just pulling no race card or no bullshit. I can't think of one time where a white fighter lost to a minority. You know what I'm saying? And there were not like excuses made. There were not like, you know, stuff like that. It was just like, oh, good shit. Conor McGregor. They said, oh, he never even went down. You know, it was a premature stoppage. A couple of people said that, right? Lomachenko, oh, Salido he was just way too big and, you know, his weight, right? Canelo, Golovkin, oh, Golovkin's still the best. Fuck you guys, you know? It's just like Kovalev Ward, a close fight, good fight. It swayed with Ward. Oh, fuck that. He lost. He knows he lost. Son of judges. I can't think of one fight. You know, I can't think of one fight where it was just like a gracious, like, oh shit, Canelo did his thing. Oh shit, Floyd did his thing. Oh shit, Andre Ward did his thing. I can't think of one fight. You know? But then on the other hand, if a legendary or you know, someone who's really good that's in the like an African American fighter or a Mexican fighter, if they took a major loss to someone who was white or something, people just give credit, you know. It wasn't, I don't know. I haven't seen the same energy, you know what I'm saying? Pacquiao lost to Mayweather, and the N-word was trending on, you know, Twitter or some shit. Like, you know, hella people kept putting that and shit. If you clicked on the Mayweather Pacquiao like hyperlink or not hyper hashtag. So it is. That's what I think happened with the Canelo fight. It's just like all that stuff backfired, like the shit talking. Make sure you guys smash the like button. But I don't even understand what people seen that was so. The man landed 14 body shots in 2 fights. Again, what part of Mexican style is that? Shout out to Purple Cloud Beats, $2 super chat. Do you think Canelo will vacate to Charlo? You know, I'm not going to do that man like that. He just came off 2 Golovkin fights. I don't know what they have in store for Charlo. So, I don't, listen, if you guys super chat questions like that are just like 100% speculation, I don't really have a pick, you know. But new media will be here to, no matter what's decided. And I just did a video about this too. They're doing a convention, a WBC convention. We got to see what the WBC says. They might say, hey, we're ordering the Charlo fight. And then they might also say, you know, you're entitled to a voluntary defense, or fight your mandatory. And then Canelo might petition for a voluntary defense, you know. So I don't really know. I try to be an optimistic person, but not be naive and realistic. So I don't want to speculate. You know, when Canelo, I can't speculate that he's going to vacate unless I had strong indicators that he was. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if he would fight Charlo. I mean, I don't think it'll happen next, to be honest. I don't think it'll be next. But if it gets ordered, I don't know. I don't know. Because he fought Lada, he fought Floyd, he fought Triple G. So I'm not going to speculate that because he hasn't showed me enough of a, you know, cowardice or you know, that's his MO. Now, if you talk about, do I think Joshua's going to fight Wilder in April? That's different because we have more, in my opinion, we have more evidence and recent actions that support that they're trying to prolong the fight. But Canelo has for 28, he has a hell of a resume, so we'll see. I want him to fight Charlo. I want him to fight Billy Joe Saunders, Andre winner, Jacobs winner. But we'll see. Ego, after watching the fight again, it's obvious Lampley, Letterman were biased for Triple G. I could have told you that before the fight, even before the commentary even started. Listen, HBO, one of the reasons to me HBO is doing so bad, because they're not even trying to cover it up anymore. They literally asked, hey, we go to our unofficial scorer, Harold Letterman, how do you have it? And he was like, I don't know, Jim. Triple G all the way. Wait. They just asked you how you had it, and you said, I don't even know. What? So what are you doing? You just in the break room, getting snacks and shit? That's a literal, go watch the fight again. They said, we go to our unofficial scorer, Harold Letterman, how do you have it at 7 rounds or whatever? And he's like, I don't know, Jim. And then his scorecard was wide for Triple G. How you go with I don't know to Triple G's destroying him, I can't really understand that. That doesn't make sense. He said, I don't even know. Okay, Jim. Like, whatever. That shit don't even make sense. And then that Jim Lampley fight game. I don't even watch the fight game. I promise you. I have to hear about it after the fact. Jim Lampley, his message about the fight was horrible. He was like, yeah, Canelo at first satisfying his victory, but then in the end, he's like, then in the end, it ain't really satisfying because Triple G, most people believe he was robbed twice, and Triple G Nation has multiplied. Like, wow, you don't even sound like you want to be objective. Triple G Nation? Triple G Nation? I haven't even heard Triple G fans call it no Triple G Nation. Like, I heard it like Dante's Boxing Nation or some shit. But like, I never, it's like, so if you're like Dante's Boxing Nation, he got a whole intro with people saying Dante's Boxing Nation. But I ain't never even heard no one use the moniker Triple G Nation. So Lampley tripping with that. And like I said, when it's a black fighter, the black channel, I never seen Jim Lampley come to the defense of a black fighter like that post-fight when it was controversial. Like, in my opinion, Daniel Jacobs versus Triple G. I really thought Jacobs won. Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. had Jacobs winning. Canelo, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. had Jacobs winning. Joey Spencer had Jacobs winning. Ego had Jacobs winning. And I'm sure there's other people. Like, I talked to other people, but I don't have to laundry list everybody's name. I don't remember everybody that had him, but I know a lot of people had Jacobs winning the Triple G fight. I never once seen Fight Game Special Edition where Daniel Jacobs was given that type of praise for losing. And saying, oh, Jacobs is a true miracle man because he performed a miracle at Madison Square Garden, and we know he beat Golovkin. We know it. Okay, look it. Somebody says, listen to the comments. Someone said, I had Jacobs winning, but it was very close. Okay, so Canelo versus Golovkin 2 wasn't close. So just Jacobs, his loss was close, but you had Triple G winning versus Canelo in the rematch by a long slide, a long shot or wide. I'm not getting it. People said Canelo Triple G 2 could have been a draw. So what's the difference? Yeah, so exactly. So once again, I never seen Jim Lampley get on the horn and say, yo, Jacobs, he goes down as the real miracle man because I think he pulled a miracle that night. It's just like clockwork, I could set my clock to shit like that. Triple G, I never even heard, like, here's another thing. Okay, he beat Kell Brook, but I never even heard no objective commentary about how Kell Brook was doing good versus Triple G. Like, wow. Kell Brook got hurt in round 1, and he's rallying back in round 2 and putting a hurting on Golovkin. He bopped his head up with the uppercut. Where's that commentary? This is what's happening in the fight. How you hurt Kell Brook in round 1, and then Kell Brook comes out, like, focused and, like, the adrenaline kicking, and had Triple G whiffing and missing and looking sloppy, and don't Don't say it's me, because I have the paperwork. I have receipts. Abel Sanchez said Triple G looks sloppy. So don't just, oh, you're just saying that. Abel Sanchez did an interview, and he said that Triple G got a little bit sloppy. You know? But where's HBO? See, that's why new media will be around, because, you know, at the end of the day, new media, we're calling it how we see. Like, you could try to fabricate it, but you can't, you know, you can't change, like, what we see. You know? Abel Sanchez said that Triple G got sloppy versus Kell Brook, but let the HBO commentary tell you, they're not going to say he looks sloppy. Why didn't they say he looks sloppy? See, that's what I'm saying. The HBO commentary, oh, most media had it at, like, listen, most media, that you can't speak for all of media. You know what I'm saying? Because even press row at a big fight like that, not everybody gets credentialed for press row. You know, because they only have limited amount of seats. Some people are hella high up. So all the people who are high up, you know, in the venue, because they're not in the main credential, you know, because they only have limited seats. So we just don't account for all the media up there who, you see, they're full of shit. You're talking about, oh, most major media had Triple G winning. So you went upstairs to the 3rd floor or whatever floor it is at the T-Mobile Arena, and you got the scorecards of all them people up there. Because everybody that I seen when people tried to list the people in press row, most of them were like ESPN, CBS Sports, and, you know, USA Today, ringtv.com, right? What about some of the other people that are the heartbeat of boxing that, you know, probably have more respect in the game? You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you straight up, I'm not trying to be cocky or anything. I go to fights, they know who I am. People be talking to me, taking pictures and stuff. There be people that work for these big publications and known websites. Nobody even knows who the fuck they are. They look like regular fans to the people. You know, it's a different age of reporting. And that's true. That's straight up. You know what I mean? So, again, I don't want to hear this most media, because, you know, and even if you're talking about media that was at the fight, that doesn't account for every media, because I didn't go to the fight. And I thought Canelo won, you know? So there's other people. And see, here's another thing. When people were coming up with those lists, I believe Dante went to the fight, but his name wasn't on there. They had a laundry list of all these people that had Triple G winning, but Dante said Canelo won. And from what I heard, from what I gathered, he shares a lot of similarities with me, but his name wasn't on that list for Canelo. Okay. So that doesn't represent the public. And then, you know, Tom Loeffler reposted a tweet or said something on Twitter talking about most boxing media and celebrities. Since when do fucking celebrities matter their opinion? You know, especially the celebrities, unless you're like Dave Chappelle or somebody that always be at the fights, miss me with that. Because some of the celebrities they're in Vegas and they got money, so they just turn up for the fight and see what's cracking. But they don't know how to score fights. They don't know, you know what I'm saying? They're not regulars. We talking about real boxing fans that be here for all the fight. Not, you know, I'm talking about little fights in Fresno. We watching them, you know, stuff like that. We watching smaller fights, not just when Canelo and Golovkin are fighting. So it's fashionable to be at that fight. That sounds so ignorant. Dope Montana says the fight was close, so I understand what they mean by Triple G winning, but nah. Your whole sentence was an oxymoron. You said the fight was close, so I understand what they mean by Triple G winning, but nah. What the fuck does that even mean? Do you guys even think about what you type? I see why your name is Dope Montana. You on that dope to be even saying some shit. The fight was close, I so understand what they mean. So I'm assuming you meant so I understand what they mean. But Triple G winning, nah. What? What does that even mean, bro? And then what kills me is I don't even care if you had Triple G winning. That's cool. It don't hurt me either way. Okay, you had Triple G. They don't give him his belts back. It doesn't change the perception of what people seen. But I'm not mad at even if you had him winning. It's the people who say he won and say it could have been a draw. But no, fuck that. Triple G won. That doesn't even make sense. You could have seen it a draw, but no, he won. You know, it's just like little kids or something. Shout out to Sinaloa, Mexico. The Vampire Stream. You know, it's like a little kid that didn't get his way. Fighter I was rooting for, and I was talking shit about the other guy didn't win. So now I'm going to have this huge protest. But even in doing that is lame because it don't. What does that do for Triple G? So that you think the fan tears are going to change Box Rec and they're going to rewrite history and say, no, he won that fight. You know, it's not. Bottom line is Triple G came in the game, and now that Mexican style has now been, I think the Mexican style got exposed. That's not who he is as a fighter, so they should have just left that alone. You landed 14 body shots, and you talking about Mexican style. Okay. I don't make pound for pound lists. Why? What's the point? I don't just go like, oh, this guy's number 1, this guy's number 2. Anyway, smash the like button. We're going to switch gears, talk about the next order of business. Joshua.
Drops. 1. Fury in America and Frank Warren.
Bless him for Tyson, but, you know, I understand his reasoning and it's shrewd business, you know, if... I suppose if Tyson Fury gets beat by Deontay Wilder, he could probably still come back and fight Anthony Joshua, whereas if it was the other way round, he couldn't. So that's 2 for the price of 1. Very good. I look forward to it. I think Deontay Wilder's a big favourite.
Well, stay on the line if you...
Okay. This is Barry Hearn and Frank Warren. He just says if Tyson Fury wins, he could potentially fight against Anthony Joshua, but not really if he loses. But then later in this interview, he says that if Fury wins, he can't picture him being worth it enough for an AJ fight. Listen, Team AJ is completely in shambles. Like, they're not in unison with what they say. And it's like not even just like Barry Hearn is saying different shit. Barry Hearn's saying different shit than Barry Hearn. Eddie Hearn's saying different shit than Eddie Hearn. That's what makes it worse. Frank Warren was bodying him.
He would prefer to fight next, and that is Deontay Wilder. But it doesn't mean to say the deal can be done, because you don't just go into any meeting and say, I want to fight you, I'll agree any terms.
He says, we want to fight AJ and Wilder, but that's not to say a deal can be done.
Anthony's planning a 6, 7, 8-year career. It doesn't end on April the 13th. It's just another day of the journey of Anthony Joshua's career.
He just told you. Does this sound like let's keep it a stack, man? Does that sound like confidence that they want to make the fight? He just told you. He says, "Oh yeah, we want to fight Wilder, but that's not to say a deal can be done. Why not?" And then he was like, "We have a 6, 7, 8-year plan for AJ and 10-year plan for AJ, so the world doesn't stop after April 13th. What are you talking about?"
Frank. What? I tell you all you need to know.
Listen.
Proper business, very later on. You know, you don't rush to the risk. It's WB.
Hearn, you say?
Well, with all respect, total rubbish. Number one, there's got to be a rematch clause, obviously, because there's no way Deontay Wilder is going to risk his WBC title without a rematch clause, unless his management has changed, because his management are actually quite sensible. So, look, there's no rush. I mean, I think Frank would agree that you don't rush anything in boxing. We've got a fighter here who's 22 fights, the world #1 heavyweight. There's no rush whether he fights Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury later on. I mean, we're not going away from this world. In an ideal world, we have a plan. If the ideal world doesn't work out, we have another plan and we run a proper business at a proper time. But I know Anthony has made his shopping list of who he would prefer to fight next, and that is Deontay Wilder. But it doesn't mean to say the deal can be done, because you don't just go into any meeting and say, I want to fight you, I'll agree any terms. Anthony's planning a 6, 7, 8-year career. It doesn't end on April the 13th. It's just another day of a journey of Anthony Joshua's career.
Okay, that was Eddie Hearn's dad, founder of Matchroom, and he said there's no rush. There's no rush to fight Deontay Wilder for AJ. There's no rush to fight Tyson Fury for AJ, you know. And AJ, he could create a shopping list and say he wants to fight Wilder, but there's no guarantee that it's going to get done, that a deal can be reached, because we're not going to just agree to any terms. And he said the deal would still have to be done. So just, you know, that doesn't mean anything. Wow. So he's basically saying if AJ wants to fight Wilder, who gives a fuck? Because if we don't want him to, he's not going to fight him. He's our slave. You know what I'm saying? Because he said we have a plan. And it's not a, you know, it's not a for the moment plan. It's a 6, 7, 8, 10-year plan. You know? Wow. He just told you. This is Barry Hearn, Eddie Hearn's dad. He just told you. He said there's no rush to fight Wilder, no rush to fight Fury. He's talking about the same shit he was when he was fishing. Talking about there's a plan and we got a plan. And even if AJ wants to fight Wilder in a perfect world, that's not necessarily going to happen because we have a plan. That's why I listen to Frank. This is Frank Warren, Tyson Fury's promoter.
Frank.
Well, that tells you all you need to know. They don't want to fight. If they wanted to fight.
He says that tells you, listen, you have to look at mannerisms. Frank Warren let him say all of that uninterrupted. And then they said, hey, Frank Warren, what do you think about what he just said? Because they're both on the airwaves, on the radio. Frank Warren let him talk initially. He got all that out. Right? And then they said, Frank, what's your response? What do you think about what he did? He just said, hey, that tells you everything you need to know. And then look at how Barry Hearn interrupts him. You know, body language will tell you, you know. Block Aaron. I see what he's putting. Block him. I'm not doing it. Aaron O, block him. Shooter, block him. AARONO. You know, block him. Listen, if they're not coming with facts, I don't have time for it because they're trying to distract. I like that. If they're not coming with facts, they come in to distract. Block him. Thank you. We're not getting sidetracked. They want that. I'm telling you, they want to get so derailed and sidetracked where we lose. And I can't do that. You know, I can't do that for the attention span of the viewers. Once again, Frank Warren politely allowed Barry Hearn to talk. They asked for Barry Hearn's response to what he said about there's no rush to fight Wilder. There's no rush to fight Tyson Fury. Even if Anthony Joshua wants to fight Deontay Wilder, there's no like for sure thing that a deal could be done because we have a plan for him, 6, 7, 8 year plan. And then as soon as Frank Warren starts talking, he gets cut off by Barry Hearn because he knows he got caught up. Listen to how he cuts him off.
The journey of Anthony Joshua's career.
Frank.
Well, that tells you all you need to know. They don't want to fight. If they wanted to fight Wilder, if they wanted to fight Wilder, they would have fought him yesterday. That's what would have happened. They didn't want to fight him. It's simple as that. They turned down a $50 million offer, and that's why we're making the fight. The facts of the matter are the public want the fight, Sam. They want the winners to fight, want to see who's the best. Yeah, and I respect what Barry says because he's an accountant. That's his mentality. What does he want to kill the golden goose for? The public want to see the best fighting the best. And the three best heavyweights out there are Anthony Joshua, Wilder, and Tyson Fury. So the bottom line is 2 of them are fighting. The lineal champions fighting the WBC champion, both undefeated. The winner of that should fight Anthony Joshua. next April. Why shouldn't that happen?
Barry.
Great. It's great if it happens. We want to fight Wilder.
He said all that, and he said, great. It's great if it happens. What do you mean if it happens? This is what they do to me in the hot seat. He says, the world wants to see who's the best. You know, we understand he's an accountant, so he's thinking about numbers. Why would they want to kill off their golden goose? And then they said, Barry, what's your response? Great if it happens. We want the fight. Does that sound like confidence?
The winner of that should fight Anthony Joshua next April. Why shouldn't that happen?
Barry.
Great. It's great if it happens. We want to fight Wilder. We've sent Wilder a signed contract to fight on April the 13th already.
We'll be fighting Tyson.
The Hearns need to stop, bro, because it's looking horrible. He said we sent Wilder a signed contract. Wilder told you immediately when the WBA intervened, they're not signing no previous deal. You didn't take the 15 mil. You didn't accept it, and the fight didn't happen for next. That's off the table. Wilder did an interview immediately after, I think with World Boxing News, and said that. So the Hearn, they keep using this narrative. Oh, great. We sent Wilder a contract. No, you haven't. Because you sent him a contract that he's already told you he's not going, he's not going to. He's saying we were trying to force your hand, get the fight for September. You chose someone else in Povetkin, let the WBA intervene. So that deal's off the table, which is 100% accurate. Here's why. I'm the king of analogy, so we just going to break it down like this. All right. Let's say I have a car that's about to get repossessed, right? You guys ready for this analogy? If y'all ready for this analogy on the vampire stream, can I get a hell yeah? I got to make sure y'all are still with me. If y'all ready for the analogy, can I get a hell yeah? Let's say I was struggling financially and my car was about to get repossessed, right? And out of desperation, because I want to, I don't want to default on my payment and then, have my car repossessed, I needed to come up with we'll just use a square number, $350 to pay my car, until I can get a job so it doesn't get repossessed. If I'm in that position at that particular time, I might start looking around to see if I have this old laptop I don't use anymore, or even maybe a laptop that I do use anymore, but I'd rather have my car than get my car repossessed. So let me sell this camera. Let me sell this laptop. Desperate times call for desperate measures. So let's say I was willing to sell my MacBook for $500 to give me the $350 to pay the car for the month, and then have a little bit of extra left over until I get a job, right? And I'm trying to sell an expensive $1,500 laptop for $500 because I need the money, right? Because I want the money, right? If no one hits me up and then I'm forced to figure out the situation, and then let's say I go to my parents or some shit and borrow money. So boom. And then somebody hits me up 3 months later. They seen an ad, I forgot to remove it or something, from Craigslist, and they say, hey, you're selling this MacBook for $500. At this time, I already have a job. I got some money in the bank account. So no, I'm not going to sell. I needed the money at that particular point. You get what I'm saying? So things change. Like if 3 months had passed and my situation improved and I'm not in that same space that I was when I listed it, then, I'm not going to sell my laptop for, take $1,000 off what it really cost. But at that time, maybe I was willing to do that. It's the same concept with this Wilder situation. In an effort, because he had already done long negotiation with Joshua, in an effort to secure the fight for this year, right? Wilder was willing to take a lowball offer of $15 million. It's really not even hard to understand. $15 million just to call Joshua's bluff or get the fight, right? The WBA intervened with that bullshit, talking about you got to fight Povetkin, 24-hour deadline. Negotiations fell apart. Wilder was forced to look for other options, him and his team, which they did, and now they picked a bigger fight, coincidentally, than Joshua's whole 2018 calendar. You know, a U.S. pay-per-view with Tyson Fury that people are hyped about, right? So Wilder's whole situation has changed. Why the fuck would he take a $15 million flat rate when he knows he's about to fight Tyson Fury? You know, at the time when the fight, if he could lure him in, maybe he wanted a big fight that bad, you know, that he was willing to take it, you know, to prove his worth. And just like, man, I just want to fight. I'm so annoyed. I just want to fight this dude, right? Things have changed since that. Now you have a Tyson Fury fight. You're good. Like, you know, you're already getting a fight where it's going to do well, I believe. Eddie Hearn and Barry Hearn keep bringing up this old-ass contract that Wilder already said. Shelly Finkel already said. Immediately after the WBA pulled that stunt, said you got to fight Povetkin, which in turn canceled the negotiations for Joshua Wilder, and the fight wasn't happening in this year. You know, all bets are off. Why would you expect a deal to just be everlasting? In what world does that happen? Where, you know, I've seen even people like that do like independent hustles. Like, let's say they're like, you know, they have to pay a traffic ticket or something. So they're a barber. They might do haircuts for $10 or something, and their normal rate is $20 because they're just trying to hurry up and get money, right? They need to, you know, get as many heads cut and encourage people. Or I've seen it with like directors. Let's say they shoot music videos and they got a trip or something they have to pay for school or something like that. They'd be like, oh, for today only, or for Memorial Day only, anybody that books a music video shoot, I'm only charging $250 and I normally charge $1,000. The whole goal is you have to capture those deals during that space, during that window. You know, if someone's enrolled in college and they need to get all these books and shit like that, they might be willing to, you know, budge from their normal pricing to shoot the music video for the low. You know, this is, I don't know what they think, how the culture over there is currently in London, but these are easy concepts, in my opinion, to understand. Wilder was trying to secure the Joshua fight. He was already in negotiations. At the time, he said he'll take $15 million and he'll fight you in the UK. They offered you $50 million. That wasn't good enough. Then he accepted that deal. To fight you next in September through December. You're not fighting him September through December. In fact, you're not fighting him this year. So why do you think you are able to switch the dates entirely and that same deal is somehow in effect? Explain, like, this is like, I'm not even trying to be rude, but this is pure stupidity for anyone who would believe that. Let's say I don't have any tattoos, but let's say I have tattoos, right? And I'm just like, hey, I just want a little heart that says mom with an arrow through it. I want it right here, right? And I go into the tattoo shop and he's like, okay, oh, that's easy enough. You know, that'll run you $250. I could do that for $250. I'm like, okay, cool, bet. And I scheduled an appointment for a tattoo, right? He quoted me $250. I come back 2 weeks later for my appointment, and then I was like, yeah, I want my whole back done. Guess what? That's something totally different. I told him I want I love you, mom, in a little heart, a little Cupid looking shit for $250, right? So if I come back and I'm like, yeah, I want my whole back, I want the whole canvas on my back. Guess what? That's going to be an entirely different price. You think the motherfucker's going to do it for $250? He quoted me for this, right? For the little I love you mom tat. That's what I got a quote for. So if I'm kind of trying to get my whole back done, why would you think it's interchangeable that I could just switch the whole tattoo or the terms of the tattoo, right? And it would be the same price. Makes no sense. Wilder was trying to fight you in September through December of this year. Those terms that were agreed upon were not met. So since he's not fighting you this year and his situation has changed because now he has a pay-per-view fight he's going to make a lot of money with, why are they still offering this $15 million? That was then, this is now. Things change. He was in at that particular space in the middle of negotiations. In order to get you in the ring and stop playing games, he was willing to concede and give up all that, you know, and take a low ball offer, which we all knew was a low ball from the beginning, to fight you in September, October, November, or December. He's not fighting you in September, October, November, or December of this year. Therefore, everything you're talking about, well, we signed the contract. No, you didn't, because the contract that they were agreeing to had a completely different date. How is this concept hard to understand? That's not the same deal. Chris Jones Jr., you're in the hot seat. Watch me work. They not offering the same deal, ego. Get your facts right. I love resistance because I get to do what I'm about to do to this dude in the hot seat. Okay, what are my facts? Where are my wrong facts? Please tell me. What is the new deal? Everybody grab your popcorn. We consolidated. You got one response. Chris Jones Jr. says they are not offering the same deal, ego. Get your facts right. Okay, so my facts are wrong. My bad. So you tell me what the facts are. What is the current deal? Where you at, Chris Jones? Hold on. He says 1st October, Finkel, Barry, Hearn mating off 18 million plus. What? You got to use complete sentences. That's really a strike. You said he's mating off, so they're having offspring? Yeah, you are sorry. I get that. That motherfucker said they have an offspring or something. Mating off. Look out. Hold on. You said I'm incorrect. And then you said they're mating. You said they're mating off. Oh, he meant meeting. Okay. That's not what he said. But okay. Because I thought you were saying they're like mating, like Animal Planet. Okay. So you're trying to say they're having a meeting. Okay. So what did I say that was wrong? You corrected me and said, oh, get your facts right. Right? You said it's not the same deal. Right? That's what you said, right? That's what you said. That's what you tell me. Either way, you guys are going to get murdered in this hot seat. First, Eddie Hearn says they're not answering my emails publicly. Now you're saying they're doing a meeting October 1st. And that's around the time that I think they're going to be on a press tour. But, okay. So why do you say they're not answering my emails? You dudes is all over the place. They're not, he says, we're going to have to look at Dillian White because they're not answering my emails. But now you're saying that on October 1st, they're doing a meeting. And to my knowledge, October 1st is kind of around when they were trying to do the press tour. So that's not really making sense to me. So when we get to the part where you're supposed to be correcting me, right? This is what happens when you lie. You know, you have so much stuff to uncover. But beyond that, let me just put him in the body bag because he clearly wasn't listening. He says, oh, it's a new deal. It's a new deal. They're going to do a new deal, and they're working on a new deal, 18 million plus. So if they're not meeting till October 1st, how you know it's 18 million plus? Oh, my God. Barry Hearn is going to the USA for a meeting on the 1st October with a new deal. Finkel has replied and want a new offer, 18 million plus. Okay, so that's all over the place. Finkel is the co-manager of Deontay Wilder. So just because Finkel wants that, that doesn't mean that Barry Hearn is going to offer that, right? Second of all, I thought you motherfuckers, when Barry Hearn was fishing, and I made a video talking about the incriminating things he said in that fishing video, you said Barry Hearn, right? You said he doesn't know about the business. This is what you guys were saying. Oh, Barry Hearn, he's not even part of the business. This is whatever's company. You said, oh, Eddie Hearn runs the business. So if Eddie Hearn runs the business, why does Barry Hearn keep meeting up with motherfuckers? Right? Second of all, put the link. Don't put who's interviewed. Put the link. We want links to what you're saying. But anyway, let me get this clown out of here. Your time is up. Listen.
Yeah, but he's fine. No, we will agree a term with Deontay Wilder to fight on April the 13th if he beats Tyson Fury.
See who's the best. Yeah, and I respect what Barry says because he's an accountant. That's his mentality. What does he want to kill the golden goose for? The public want to see the best fighting the best, and the three best heavyweights out there are Anthony Joshua, Wilder, and Tyson Fury. So the bottom line is, two of them are fighting. The lineal champions fighting the WBC champion, both undefeated. The winner of that should fight Anthony Joshua next April. Why shouldn't that happen?
Barry.
Listen.
Great. It's great if it happens. We want to fight Wilder. We've sent Wilder a signed contract to fight on April the 13th already.
We'll be fighting Tyson Fury.
Okay. You know you done fucked up, and you are a clown. He just said we sent Wilder a contract to fight on April 13th already. That's what Barry Hearn says. That's what I was talking about. You're talking about this mythical October 1st meeting, you know. I'm talking about why is Barry Hearn and Eddie Hearn keep saying we've sent them a signed contract. We've sent them a signed contract. We've already sent them a contract for April 13th. He just told you in an interview after the Povetkin fight, we sent him a signed contract already. This is what I was talking about, and you said I was incorrect. So now explain yourself out of that one. I set you up. You know, I waited for you to tell me all this bullshit about October 1st and stuff. That's not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about why is Barry Hearn and Eddie Hearn doing interviews saying we've sent and Wilder has the contract already. He can sign it right now already, right? I'll play it again. Hold on.
Fight Anthony Joshua next April. Why shouldn't that happen?
Right now.
Barry. Great. It's great if it happens. We want to fight Wilder. We've sent Wilder a signed contract to fight on April the 13th already.
We'll be fighting Tyson Fury.
He just said it. You guys cannot beat new media. You really can't, because your points be too weak. So what do you have to say to respond to that? Barry Hearn says we already sent him a contract for April 13th, a signed contract already. You're talking about a future meeting. I'm talking about why is he saying we already sent him a contract? And that's what I was referencing, saying Deontay Wilder accepted that contract, the $15 million, if he was going to fight you in September, October, November, December, which is no longer the case. No, the link. I don't care about the link. No, stop asking him for the link. Answer that question. Doomsday is near. Why did Barry Hearn just say we already sent him an April 13th signed contract? He just told you that. Why did he say that when the $15 million agreement or contract was agreed? It never happened, and it was supposed to happen in September, October, November, December. Therefore, since that contract never was completed, then they don't have a signed contract of an accurate, like, they're trying to hold this under Wilder's head, this cloud, and say he already agreed to it. He's already agreed to the contract. He's already agreed to the money. No, he agreed to fight you this year for that amount of money. You're not fighting him this year. So don't answer anything. I don't even care about the link anymore. All I care about is beating you in the hot seat. So explain yourself out of that. Shooters, strap up. Chris Jones Jr., explain why Eddie and Barry Hearn are doing current damage control interviews saying that Wilder has a contract for April. A signed contract. Why would a contract, when the contract they agreed to was to fight AJ this year? You can't just cross out the date that he agreed to and schedule your own date and then say, hey, here's your contract. This is what you want. No, he wanted to fight you this year and he didn't get it. Now his situation has changed because he's fighting Tyson Fury, which will give him more clout. It will give him more value in the heavyweight division. Where's Chris at? Where's Chris at? Wilder never agreed the contract. I understood that, and I agree Wilder will negotiate new first contract. No. You're ducking the question. You listen, this is went on long enough. You said the initial thing you said that put you in the hot seat was you said that I was wrong. So let's get to that part. Because I was saying that Wilder agreed to some shit for this year, which didn't happen. They keep saying that he has a signed contract, so if he really wants to fight, all he has to do is send it back for April 13th. You said I was wrong, and you have yet to tell me what I was wrong about. Don't tell me about no October 1st meeting. Tell me how I was wrong. Why is Barry Hearn and Eddie Hearn, they keep using this narrative that Wilder has a signed contract that he's supposed to be filling out to secure his April 13th future with AJ, when in fact Wilder doesn't. Even if he does have a contract, he didn't agree to that date. They agreed to fight this year. They said 15 mil, we'll fight you this year in your next fight. Finkel, they said, will this be your next fight? And they said yes. Joshua just fought somebody else not named Wilder and Alexander Povetkin. So let me know what I was wrong with. You have 5 seconds. This has went on long enough. 4 seconds. This has went on long enough. So your first statement was I was wrong. So what was I wrong about? I just showed you receipts. Eric W. Ego Army riding on you. He said, Chris Jones, you said, quote, Ego, get your facts straight. Explain. Wilder does have a contract. AJ has signed his side. No. See how he's reaching? Okay. Wilder agreed to fight Joshua in his next bout, 2018. See, this is how we have to talk to him. Why Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder, agreed to fight Joshua in his next fight after Joseph Parker for a lowballed $15 million offer. They stalled. The WBA intervened and made Joshua allegedly fight Povetkin. So that whole deal is no longer valid. You cannot completely switch the date and the year and say, hey, you already agreed to. He didn't agree to fight you in April 13th, 2019 for $15 million. He agreed to fight you September through December in your next fight for $15 million. We know that hasn't happened. But obviously Wilder is not going to sign it now because he's fighting Tyson. Get him out of here. I'm sick of even seeing his name show up. You said I was wrong, and you have yet to prove how I was wrong, and now you're just saying stupid shit. Get him out. Shooters, have fun with that. Chris Jones Jr. If you Chris Jones Jr., I guess I'm Antonio Tarver, because that was horrible. You got body bag all the way. So this is what happens when you try to correct me. Make sure you actually have a correction, right? You know, people want to correct you, and they're not really even correcting what you're saying. I don't know what he was talking about. I know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about some October 1st bullshit. I'm talking about, here's some more proof. Listen. New media. Listen.
But we then went back, signed a contract, said, here's all the points that you've agreed.
Listen, this is today. This was uploaded today.
Now they come out and said, oh, they made us a...
Listen.
He had a deal with Wilder for $15 million.
We had a deal with Wilder for $15 million.
That he accepted. Not,
that Wilder accepted.
he didn't just say, our offer is 15. It was all the points.
We didn't just say our offer was 15. It was all the points. This is Eddie Hearn.
The offer, which they wrote back and said, we accept the offer.
Which they wrote back and said, we accept the offer.
Okay? Now they come out and said, oh, they made us a bullshit offer.
Now they come back and said, oh, they made us a bullshit offer.
You accepted the offer.
You accepted the offer in writing.
Right, it can't have been that bad.
It couldn't have been that bad.
We then went back, signed a contract.
But we then went back and signed a contract.
We accept the offer. Okay? Now they come out and said, oh, they made us a bullshit offer. You accepted the offer in writing. It can't have been that bad. But we then went back, signed a contract, said, here's all the points that you've agreed, sign the contract.
But we went back and signed the contract and said, here's the contract with all the points you agreed. That is incorrect. How is it all the points he agreed when they said we want to fight Joshua in 2018 in his next fight? We're willing to go to the UK. Listen.
Here's all the points that you've agreed, sign the contract. For them to say that we don't want the fight, if they sign that bit of paper, it's legally binding. You can't just then say, haha, only joking, we didn't really mean it. It's an executed contract. So now we've gone back to him and said...
that's the... There's no... I'm telling you, there's no way these dudes can beat with new media because they're lying. It's that simple. That's what I'm talking about. Barry Hearn and Eddie Hearn keep parading around about Wilder has the contract. If he wants to really fight us in April, he has a contract with all the points that he's agreed to. Wrong. That is false because he agreed to fight you in Joshua's next fight. Joshua just fought somebody else, and the 2018 is not the calendar year for Wilder Joshua. And in fact, Wilder, his situation has changed, and he's fighting Tyson Fury. What can't you understand about that? Shout out to Slip the Jab. J-Dog, don't entertain that. If anybody ever considers intruding or invading my home, good luck. That's all I'm going to say. See, I don't incriminate myself. So good luck. Hope you know what you're getting into. We'll leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? I don't play these internet games because you mad. You know? Pull up with the smoke. And then I hope for your sake and your family's sake, I hope it turns out how you expect it to. That's it. But this is the thing. You know what? This is the thing. New media is killing to the point where they're not even arguing anymore. You guys get what I'm saying? Do you guys get what I'm saying? They're not even arguing the points of it. Like before, they used to actually argue the points. They used to say this and that, like, oh, this is bullshit, and Hearn did it. They're not even arguing. They're like personals and ego, you're ugly. They're not even arguing the points anymore. That's how you know we'll win. See, Ego's army be riding. See, this is what I'm saying. They don't want to create these other types of shit. He said, I'll give you my address if you think you're that much of a thug. D, don't even start, because I don't want to see none of us get in no trouble. But I'm just telling you. J-Dog, we already know, you know what I'm saying? We already know what it is. But see, that's why I don't even like to entertain this shit with that internet energy, you know what I'm saying? Because people be doing hella much and, they're not really what they're, because a real gangster ain't going to tell you he's going to, pull up to the thing like that. It's just, come on, man. And let's not get distracted from what it is. But that's what I'm saying. They're not even arguing the points anymore. We're like, why did Barry Hearn say this? Nah, it's not funk. It's just people putting stupid shit. But I'm just telling you, just know what you're getting into. Put that Bay. You see that SF, put that Bay shit. That internet. This is cool. People think they know me and stuff because of, on the internet stuff. So like I said, good luck. You know what I mean? But they're not even arguing the points anymore. Oscar, you already know how the game goes. They mad because we young, we all winning. Shout out to Eric. He said Vallejo to SF. You already know, man. Yeah, it could be positivity overall, but when people start talking about where you rest your head, where you lay your head at, your family and shit, then there ain't gonna be no peace. That's not like, listen, this boxing shit is cool, but there's also limitations to this. I'm not no internet dude, like where I just get on here and solve my issues on the internet. That's not what I do. So if you say, you say you're going to lay a finger on me, then we don't have nothing to talk about. You're going to invade my personal space, my bubble. We have nothing to talk about. There's nothing to talk about. Straight up. But like I said, you notice they're not even arguing the points anymore. They're not even bringing... Like, before, they were at least saying, hey, that's incorrect. Wilder needs to sign the contract. Now they're just saying stupid shit. Oh, your channel sucks. You're that's how you know who's winning. Shout out to Kane. I feel you. He said, we don't play those games from the east to the west. Keep it about boxing. People. That's what I'm saying. Like, see, this, never mind. I don't even, like I said, it's not even worth the energy. Yeah, shout out to D. We already know what it is, Like, if you... I'm just saying. But see, this is the level of, like, insanity. What I'm saying is true, but to protect another man, you acting like you gonna jump bad, like do something like, that's just that's crazy. All this to protect another man because the truth is coming. Like, come on, bro. That's insane to me. That's insane. And like, it's such a challenge when you're in the public eye, because anybody who's ever been in some real life situations, they know the people that do the barking like that. If someone really like run down on them and draw down on them, pull out that stick, then all of a sudden you'll be the one getting sued. You know what I mean? So it's like a lose-lose. There's really no way to win. You know what I'm saying? Because even if they try to attempt to do what they say they're gonna do, in the end, you'll be the one that's getting sued and all types of shit. It's insane. So. They be like, yeah, ego bitch. I'm gonna slap him when I see him. Okay. And then when it don't go your way, then I get sued. Let's just talk boxing, people. But yeah, man, and all the thing that's crazy, this is all over opinions of boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like, these dudes, this is like real life beta male shit. You know what I mean? This is over boxing opinions, and I'm backing up what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. That's how you know we win. That's why we're going to keep doing it and keep doing it more and more and more and more. You can't be a man anymore with these laws. You already know. They be rolling around with people, you know. He said, just put some super chats on my books. Hey, y'all wild. And see, that's what people don't understand. Like, you know, I'm really doing this for the culture. Like, we got real life riders in Ego's army. All right, we got another hot seat. I got to do these boys greasy. 261 soaking. He said more ego bullshit. Okay, so what's the bullshit? What do you disagree with? You on the line. What's the bullshit? What's wrong? What do you disagree with? What's not factual? Go. One response. It's always ego bullshit. Okay. All you have to do is explain. Somebody remember his name too. We got a hot seat, y'all. No talk about the rematch clause between Wilder and Fury. What's the bullshit? No, you're not going to skip around. What's the more bullshit? Get to that part. What, you want me to talk about a rematch clause that the fight hasn't even been officially announced at the press conference? You know what I'm saying? So you want me to just, I mean, I'm assuming there probably is a rematch clause, but I ain't heard nothing about a rematch clause because we don't even know the exact day of the press conference. We haven't heard a guarantee that it's in LA. My sources told me it's in LA. So what am I going to talk about a rematch clause? Get to the bullshit. You said I was saying bullshit. So get to that part. So see this, you just got murdered off your first statement. Listen, he said more ego bullshit, but he's mad because I'm not talking about something that. Let me cut the beat. He's mad because I'm not talking about something that at this moment is speculation. So who's really talking bullshit though? You know, I ain't heard. You cite your source for the article from Team Wilder or Team Joshua where they said there was a rematch clause. And, you know, I heard Tyson Fury's dude said something about it. But, again, the fight hasn't even been fully confirmed, you know. So you're talking about full bullshit. I don't know the details. So why would I talk about that? No talk about the fact that Fury and Team Wilder have said that the fight has been made and there's still no venue. See, this is what they do. They switch around. They just keep switching subjects. Get to the part that's bullshit. This is what these dudes do. They try to create small fires and run away. You know, first you're saying, oh, no, talk about the rematch clause. And then you jump to, oh, no, talk about the venue. So let's get this dude out of here. So you don't think the fight's going to happen? Is that what it is? What about the fact that Fury is still talking about the judge? Okay. I can't do this anymore. You brought up three separate, totally separate. I'm not dedicating no stream to you. You know, you have to centralize your argument because I'm not going to bounce around and like, it's just not going to happen. I'm not going to bounce around and you're not answering anything I'm saying. And you're going to keep throwing these just different miscellaneous points around. You know, we gotta get some focus. What is the focal point? You said I'm on some bullshit, right? So what's the centralized point of your whatever you're saying? We got to take it, you know, we got to take it like that. You're like, oh, but Tyson Fury and the ref. Oh, Tyson Fury is doing this for, oh, Emmanuel Stewart. Like, what are you saying? Weren't you one of the guys saying that the venue is key to a fight in the AJ and Wilder discussions? Block him. He keeps making multiple points. I'm not doing this. If you're trying to do a hot seat, we don't know what you're talking about. You just brought up four completely different issues. I'm not even reading your shit anymore. You know, because it sounds like you trolling. If someone puts you in a hot seat and no one knows what the fuck you're talking about, that's like King Corleone saying, "Hey, Ego, what are you cooking for dinner?" Like a direct question. What are you cooking for dinner? Oh, fried chicken, but I don't know because corn on the cob's good. Pizza. Who likes sushi? Everybody likes sushi. Chicken nuggets. Man, let me tell you about some Captain Gordon's fish sticks. Oh, what about a salad? That, you're just like shit mouthed. You got the Hershey squirts. You just keep saying multiple. I can't even answer one thing. Do you get what I'm saying? I can't even answer one question. I shouldn't even have to answer because you didn't answer my question. But even if I wanted to, I can't even answer one question because you switched the subject to something else. I'm not doing that. If somebody has a hot seat, you're like, hey, what about Tyson Fury went to judge? Oh, but the judges, weren't you the one that said this with the venue? Hey, why you ain't talking about the rematch clause? Man, fuck that. Stevie Wonder's a musical genius, man. Like, I'm not doing that. You just bouncing around. See, when you've been doing this at a high level, as long as I have, you know the signs. You know what they're doing. He's bringing up all types of issues because he has issues. That's what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck I look like answering 18 different questions, you not answering none of my questions, and they're all 18 different questions. And it's like the rematch clause had nothing to do with the judges that you were talking about, had nothing to do with why the venue hasn't been announced, had nothing to do. And then meanwhile, in between that, I'm like, so you don't think the fight's gonna happen? Oh, but let's talk about the judges. Why you didn't say nothing about the rematch clause? Didn't you say that AJ and this? I'm not doing that. Because I know the games. It's called deflection. And I'm, what do I look like answering 18 different questions? You not even answering mine. That's not even a hot seat. That's hot seats. You just trying to light the seat on fire and then run away. And we're not doing that. That dude bounced around more issues than my ex bitch. That's funny. Yeah, we're not doing that. So if we got a real hot seat, then I would love to do it. We on fire. We got the juice right now. And don't let that distract you from Frank Warren just got in that ass with Barry Hearn. Like, that's what this whole conversation was stemmed from. So let's get back to that. Barry Hearn said there's no rush. This is how, listen. This is how I know these guys are desperate, like the man fans, because that's what they do. They start creating like a whole bunch of different things, hoping people bite and try to spread and like stretch the comment section. But you just got to know the tactics, Instead of Donald Trump does this too. Instead of one centralized thing, you're like bringing up this person. Oh, but what about Hillary? Oh, Obama. We talking about you and the FBI shit, the people that got fired, who are under investigation. Russian rigging. Frank Warren bodied Barry Hearn. That's what we was really talking about. Now, if you disagree with that, let's talk about that. Make sure y'all smash the like button. Oh my gosh. This is what I love about Eagles Army. They be riding on you too. My man Infant Goldie said, I don't understand how Hearn said that there's no rush, but y'all rush Wilder to sign. Come on. Oh, wow. That's a brilliant point. Once again, more proof that Team AJ is all over the place. Sometimes even within themselves. Sometimes Eddie Hearn is contradicting what Eddie Hearn said. Sometimes Barry Hearn's contradicting what he said. Sometimes Joshua's contradicting. It's not like Joshua's saying something different than Eddie Hearn, which does happen, and Eddie Hearn's saying something different from Barry. They're contradicting their own statements in a short period of time. Crazy. Crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'd love to do. Me and Eddie Hearn could do a hot seat. If anyone has Eddie Hearn's number, I'll do it. But we doing it live. This is not rehearsed. There's no I'm edited. We could sign a contract and talk about all these things. We could sign the contract that it will go live. No tampering with it. no editing. I'm going to do a live stream. He could call me on the phone, you know, and we can have a civilized. It's not going to be a bunch of name calling. I don't do that, you know. Well, I'm a professional through in and throughout. I expect him to do the same thing. And then we'll see. You know, because it's too many you know what? Just come on, man. And see, the thing is, I have 2 cell phones. You know, I got my laptop, I got my iMac. You know, I'm pretty good tech savvy stuff. And I've done a lot of videos. So I have most of the clips and ammunition. You know, I would probably, if that were to happen, I would probably just create a folder of different things and links and stuff like that, just so I have it at a disposal. So, you know, for the flow of things, because so much has been said, but it's been on, you know, over the stretch of a year almost. You get what I'm saying? It's been over the stretch of a year. So, you know, I know where most of the information is, but sometimes finding it, you know, so that shit will never happen. And it won't be because me. They didn't even let me ask a question to Anthony Joshua. It said, say your name. I say ego, boxing ego. And they didn't even let me dial in a question. So, you know, come on, man. You got to make sense. And you know what the great thing is? I'm not under nobody's umbrella. I'm talking boxing. And see, this is the thing why new media is that Master P route. You know, I don't need the labels, so to speak. I'm not saying I'm trying to, I have relationships in boxing. But what I'm saying is I'm free to talk. Like, I don't have, for example, Charlemagne's show is, endorsed by P. Diddy. The Breakfast Club shit, right? You even see on the microphones it says Revolt, which is P. Diddy shit. P. Diddy signed MGK. So do you really think Charlemagne got dissed on Eminem's album? So when he's rating Rap Devil and Killshot, do you honestly expect it to be objective when Eminem A dissed you on the Kamikaze album, and then B, you have more allegiance with Diddy, who signed the other guy that's beefing with him? So, you know, me, when I'm talking about Eminem and Killshot versus Rap Devil, I don't know I don't know MGK, and I don't have no problem with either one of them. So I can tell you my uncut, honest opinion and not feel two ways about it. And Eminem got him. You know, I'm not talking about beats and music video. I'm talking about bars, what was said, lyrics, you know, real rap shit. So that's my thing. And that's the great thing about new media. You know, me, Dante, we can wake up whenever we want, type shit, you know, pause. But we're independent business owners, self-employed. You know, I go to everybody's shit if I can. Anybody fights. But I can also be objective. I can also be neutral. And I'm fair, you know. I think it was the referee Joe Cortez. He said, I'm fair, but I'm firm. You know, I like that. I've never said nothing crazy about Anthony Joshua up until recently. Do your homework. He fought Klitschko. You didn't see me, they didn't see me doing no live streams talking about that. But again, things change. I'm talking about where Joshua's at right now, contradictions I'm currently hearing. So if anyone's mad at that, then whatever, they're gonna have to be mad at that. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna bend or fold and go against my own character and virtue and integrity just cause, you know. So why, you have to understand, people, oh, you hate AJ and all this dumb shit. I don't hate that man. I don't know him. And if that was the case, why didn't I make a live stream exposing or talking about the Klitschko fight? Because I didn't have no problem with the Klitschko fight. You know, in fact, I didn't have no problem with most of AJ's career, how it was handled. You know, because he was building up. But now the training wheels are off. You're a unified champion. Infant Goldie, $5 super chat. Ego, if you were to debate Hearn, he would probably bust a blood vessel in all the contradictions he's been saying. Pasadena to the Bay, you already know. listen, I part of this, I got the advantage because of how I came up. You know, it's like Eminem being a battle rapper, you know, and battling and having battles before he became, you know, a mainstream popular rapper. So when he was beefing with Ja Rule or Cannabis or Machine Gun Kelly, he already had experience in that. You know, how I came up on this platform gives me an advantage over some people because it wasn't just a bunch of footage videos going to fights and stuff. I was reporting on what was happening in the sport of boxing. So it's like I've talked about all these things in the sport. Do you get what I'm saying? Because I was making a video. This is how I made a living, you know, making videos talking about, okay, Eddie Hearn, he did it, blah, blah, blah. I said this. Okay, this were the negotiations. So I have an advantage because this is what I do. You know, it's not just like, oh, I have footage from that event. I was making videos, you know, the latest and greatest in what was happening in boxing, talking about all of these topics. That's why I'm pretty well versed when it comes with, that's why some people say, oh, Ego is the boxing encyclopedia. It's not that I'm like a machine or something. It has something to do with this is what I've been doing for the longest now, you know, independently and talking about all things boxing for years. So certain things stick with you. Like when the guy in the hot seat earlier today, he tried to make it like, oh yeah, but Joshua fought Parker. And I'm like, hey, but Wilder called out Parker and Parker never really showed much interest in and made the fight happen. And Wilder called him out. And then he was like, no, he didn't. And I showed him the video because I did the video. I'm the one that had the clip in my phone and physically titled it and made a video. So it sticks with me. You know, it's a part of you. So, you know, that's, you know, let's do that. Put Barry and Eddie Hearn. It just, you know, that's why it's so raw to see, because I'm a little skitty nigga battling lions. Put Barry Hearn and Eddie Hearn on the phone. We'll be all professional. You know, it's going to be a live stream. And then we'll talk about it. Let's talk about it. And we'll talk about the Josh as it pertains. No switching subject. Like, you ask me a straight question or make your statements or whatever. I won't cut you off. And then they can answer their side. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if I get contacted for that. Shout out to Eric W. $5 super chat. Thank you. I see you grinding, bruh. I like to see hard work pay off, just showing love. Salute to you and the Ego's army. We working, people. But like I said, new media is killing so bad. It's not even about, they're not even arguing the point anymore. I got these little donut bites. They're not even arguing the points we're making. We got a hot seat. Hold on. Who's the hot seat? All right. Hey, bro. I blocked you. And you back. Okay. Alvin wants some of the work. He said, Ego, you are a hater, fam. You're more like Joe Budden versus Hollow. I get you have a preference, but man, you sound like a bitter ex. All right, he about to get that fucking work. How do I sound like a bitter ex? What did I say that you disagree with? It's funny. You said I'm a hater and you start hating. How do I sound like a bitter ex? and see, this is the stupidity of your comment. You say I sound like a bitter ex. My reputation is not being tarnished. So what would I even be mad at? I'm not the fighter. You know, what am I mad at? We have business brains in the one live stream. One person donate $100 and he's agreeing with the message. You know, we just had my man just donate $5. Like, what am I mad for? This not hurting me. I'm, you know, gonna be involved with the Wilder Fury fight and helping promote it. Like, How am I a bitter ex? This don't hurt me. So we waiting. You have more videos devoted to Joshua and Matchroom failings than your actual boxers. I'm talking about current news. Joshua just had a fight. Strike one. Bro, I'm going to give you a bonus round. You said I'm hating, and you're mad that I work hard and I talk about current things in boxing. You know, this is the current news. Barry Hearn and Frank Warren arguing on the radio. Joshua just fought Povetkin. Eddie Hearn made all these statements. So it's not a problem for Eddie Hearn to make the statements and do interviews. But then when I'm talking about what's current, you're saying I'm the problem and I'm a bitter ex. You gotta try harder, bruh. You gotta try harder. So these interviews and arguing on the radio, this shit just happened. You act like I brought up, you know, like nothing's going on in the world of Team Joshua. Like these. So basically, you're saying they can make the statements, but when I react to the statements, I'm the problem. You see how stupid that sounds? That's like Eminem drops Kamikaze album tonight, a surprise album, and then I do music video reactions or whatever, and I don't talk about it. You see how stupid that would be? If I have a music channel and movie reviews and a new movie comes out, Creed 2, you're mad that I did a review on Creed 2. But I'm a movie review channel, or a channel that's part of what I do. See how stupid that sounds? You have a bunch of videos talking. This is what's current. This is what they currently said. So I'm not supposed to talk about it? Strike one. And you said I sound like a bitter ex. You sound like the bitter ex. You sound mad that I'm talking about it and getting paid to do it at the same time. So who's the real hater? He said, not mad at the hustle. You sounded. You constantly on Eddie, Matchroom, Jock, even when it's not current. Say the Wilder fight Fury got called. Okay, we're going to shorten this. What do you disagree with? Fuck what you talking about. What do you disagree with that I've said about Joshua? Let's start there. You're mad that I'm talking about current things in boxing. That's not good enough. You know, Canelo Golovkin just ended. We need more information of when Wilder Fury gets officially announced. I'm talking about what's current. Joshua just fought on the weekend. So let's get to the basics. What do you disagree with that I'm saying? You keep saying I'm on Joshua, Matchroom, Eddie's, Jock. So what am I supposed to be talking about? Like, you act like I'm missing major marquee news to talk about this. Like I didn't talk about Mayweather versus Pacquiao meeting in Tokyo, and I'm only talking about Joshua. You're looking real sloppy right now. And it's showing who's the real hater. Who am I supposed to be talking about? What would you prefer I talk about that I haven't talked about? You know, off the heels of Joshua just fighting Povetkin and a ton of coverage of Joshua's statements, what he had to say, what Eddie Hearn had to say, who should I be talking about? You know, you got to answer something because you already have 2 strikes. You about done. Hater. Mayweather Jr. spends 11 mil per month. He said, guess what? He is back. What does that mean? What does Mayweather spending money have to do? You have 5 seconds, bro. I'm not mad at the hustle. As I said, your tone when discussing Matchroom says it all. Block this fool. He's not, you notice, he said I'm a bitter ex-girlfriend and a hater. I asked him several times a direct question. What do you disagree with? What do you disagree with? You keep telling me you're not mad at the hustle, but you sound mad at the hustle. I'm not mad at the hustle, but your tone says it all. Well, your tone says nothing because you won't answer a straight question. Get him out of here. This is what we deal with, people. I'm not mad at your hustle. The fact that you had to keep saying I'm not mad at your hustle shows me you are mad at the hustle. You're mad because you're not getting your way. You know, what's being said you don't like, even though it's the truth. And I'm getting paid to do it. So you sound mad at the hustle. It's like when someone says, don't get mad when I tell you this, but I slept with your boyfriend. I slept with your girl. You know, what you mean don't get mad? You know, I'm not trying to be rude, but you're ugly as fuck. You know, when someone says some stupid shit like that. What you mean not to be rude, but, you know, I'm not mad at your hustle, but you're basically saying I am mad at your hustle. Next question. Who else won it? It's the vampire stream. The vampire stream. James E. What happens when AJ knocks out Wilder? Who's next? He has to fight Wilder first. You know, how you gonna knock someone? Were they gonna play a video game online? They have to fight. You saying stupid shit. What happens when AJ knocks? What happens when he fights Wilder? You know, how you gonna knock someone out if you don't let him in the ring? Don't fight him. When is this knockout gonna come? You know? So you sound crazy. These dudes are getting so many L's. I love it. We just raining down with the L's. And again, you guys look even dumber because see, and then they wonder why, oh, you keep making video. I will bury all you man fans. So yeah, I'm gonna keep making videos. As long as there's this resistance like this and you all keep saying crazy shit, then I'll be right here to clean up and, you know, speak that truth. This is you guys, you might as well just be quiet, you know, just silencio, right? He's saying, it's funny. He's saying what happens when AJ knocks him out, right? But this is what his own promoter and people are saying.
Before we bring Frank in, a reaction to that December the 1st fight.
Deontay Wilder's a big favourite.
Well, stay on the line if you would, because Frank, rematch clause in the contract for him to fight Fury again before any other contest.
I can't give you the details of the contract.
Why not?
Because I just told you. But the situation is very clear. The winner of that fight, and Anthony Joshua, is a big fight, and nothing will stand in the way of that happening. I believe that Tyson Fury will be the winner. As Barry just said, that's a big fight, so why on earth would anybody want to stand in its way?
No, all I was merely thinking that if Fury won and Wilder as the champion lost, Wilder, you know, if I was his manager, I'd say have a rematch contract in there, and so that might scupper an immediate fight with Joshua, if you see the point I'm making.
No, I absolutely do see the point, but I think everybody's sensible enough to make sure that the big fights happen. And there are ways to make things happen. So I don't believe that anything will stop that fight from happening. The only people who can stop it from happening is Anthony Joshua's people.
So, Barry Hearn, you say?
Well, with all respect, total rubbish. Number one, there's got to be a rematch clause, obviously. I think it's a great fight for boxing.
The first fight. Well, stay on the line if you would, because Frank joins us.
Give you the details of the and in its way.
No.
All right, it's the world number one heavyweight.
Stop it from happening is Anthony Joshua.
You don't rush anything in boxing. Management are actually quite sensible. So, look, there's no rush. I mean, I think Frank would agree that you don't rush anything in boxing. We've got a fighter here who's 22 fights, the world number one heavyweight. There's no rush whether he fights Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury later on. You know what I mean?
He just said Barry Hearn said there's no rush if he fights Wilder or Tyson Fury later on. That came out of his mouth. He said there is no rush. There's no rush. You know how things go in boxing. There's no rush. There's no rush if Anthony Joshua, the number one heavyweight, as he says, fights Wilder or Tyson Fury later on. Meanwhile, Frank Warren has a big fight with his fighter, Tyson Fury, which he said he thinks beats Wilder, right? But it's still, you know, a good fight, dangerous fight. And he's saying the winner, you know, should absolutely fight Joshua in April. And I think my guy wins. So there's two totally different types of energies right there. Frank Warren has to get past, or not him personally, but his fighter has to get past a tough test and knockout artist in Deontay Wilder. But he sounds confident that he will do it, and he wants to make the Joshua fight after that for April. Then you hear Joshua's side, and he says there's no rush. There's no rush. There's no rush if AJ, he's only 22 fights, and he's the number one heavyweight. There's no rush if he fights, you know, Fury or Wilder later on. I mean, there's nothing you guys can even debate it. There's nothing to debate. He just told you again. This is like Barry Hearn Goes Fishing Part 2. This is like a continuation of the fishing video, to be honest. He said that out of his own mouth. It's not like Frank Warren was saying it for. He said that. New media, man. Looking shaky, baby. Like, but once again, these dudes don't argue the actual fact. They say, you know, crazy, oh, we're fucking ego sucks and you're like a bitter ex-girlfriend. Fuck all that. Okay, I'm a bitter ex-girlfriend. Does that make you feel better? Now answer the question. Who sounds confident? It sounds like Frank Warren is confident his fighter gets past Deontay Wilder, and he's trying to get it popping for Fury versus Joshua. You're a troll, bro. Who? Lee Bruce. Who's a troll? Lee Bruce. Who's a troll? You have one response. Who is a troll? Lee Bruce. Who is a troll? All you have to do is say a name. Okay, great. I'm glad you called my name. He says, you. Perfect. You in the hot seat. How am I a troll? I'm serious as a heart attack. What am I trolling about? See, y'all got it twisted. What am I trolling about? What don't you think I'm serious about? You disrespect Bruce Lee's name, even having a combination of his name in your username. Real talk. That's one of my favorite idols. What am I trolling about? You know what a troll is, right? I know what a troll is. I'm serious as a heart attack. Everything I said. Like Muhammad Ali said. I'm ready to back up every word I'm saying. What am I trolling about? This is not a game. This is not a joke. I'm a martyr, only smarter. What am I trolling about? What's take? Cat got your tongue? What's taking so long? What you think I'm trolling about? See, this is what I'm saying. They do drive-by. You're ignoring all these moves by Finkel and concentrating on Hearn negatives. You actually think Finkel and Wilder want it and AJ and Hearn don't. Bro, how am I trolling? What? Okay, you said I'm ignoring all these moves by Finkel. What move? What did I ignore by Finkel? You have one response because you're wasting my time. You sound like the troll. Okay, so name some current news about Shelly Finkel that I'm ignoring. What am I ignoring? What happened? Show me. Post a link. What happened with Shelly Finkel that I'm ignoring? And see, that's not a troll. Even if you said I'm ignoring something, how's that trolling? Everything I say, I mean. These dudes is looking so shaky. Post a link. What am I supposed to be talking about Shelly Finkel? Once again, deflection. What do you want me to say about Shelly Finkel? I ain't heard nothing about him recently. Post a link of something that's relevant that shuts down anything that I've said. You have one more response. You said I'm trolling. Prove it. Show receipts. That's all we asking. D. Bevel said, hurry up, Lee. Yeah, we gonna do him like Lee in Rush Hour. Have your ass dangling off buildings and shit. Finkel took time to respond to the $15 million offer. Hold up, let me get a link. But what is him responding to a 15? What is that? How's that? Listen, I'm not dealing with this. how is that, whatever you're talking about, how does that make me a troll? You said I'm a troll. So what is Shelly Finkel in something that I don't even know what you're talking about? How does that make me a troll? So I'm going to give you one more opportunity. I don't even know what you're talking about with Shelly Finkel. I'm not saying he hasn't done no interview. I'm saying I haven't heard him say anything that contradicts anything I'm saying. So what am I supposed to be talking? He said we won't box him in April because they don't want the fight. You must be retarded. He says we won't box him in April because so I'm a troll because Shelly Finkel is saying we won't fight him in April because he doesn't want to fight us. Wow. So how does that make me a troll? That doesn't even make sense. So he's just saying Joshua's ducking the fight, in other words. But how does that prove anything I'm saying wrong? These dudes is pathetic. This is funny. So Finkel's saying we're not going to get the fight because they don't want to fight us. That's basically what you're saying he said. I didn't even hear him say that, but how does that make me a troll? I don't think they want to fight him in April. Five seconds. We're not playing. Shooter, strap up. See, they always act all big and Brody like they got this crazy ass argument that's gonna like rock my world, and then they say stupid shit. So I'm a troll because Shelly Finkel says that Anthony Joshua is ducking Wilder. Now, how does that make me look crazy? Get rid of him, Shooter. He that was easy. See, he was like, "You're a troll, you." I thought he was gonna come with some heat. Almost thought you would come with the ether. He said I'm a troll because Finkel said Joshua won't fight him in April because they're ducking, and that makes me a troll some kind of way. And you see how he's never responded, and he just now got blocked. He just now got blocked, so he still had extra time to respond and still didn't. That was easy. Yeah, these dudes, this is what I'm talking about. Telling the truth, they say you're a hater, you know, but if I got up here and start lying to y'all, then they'd be like, "Oh yeah," these same dudes, they'd be like, "Yeah, Ego, your channel's all that in a bag of chips." I'm not going to do that though. So this is not the right channel for you. You know, if you want me to just get up here and start lying to you when I seen what's happening. Man, these dudes are getting destroyed. Well, that's a live stream. My work is done here. And see, they're mad. They're not mad at what I'm saying as in fault. Because, listen, I'm going to tell you like this. If what I was saying was false, that would be the easiest thing to target. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, okay, let's say Eddie Hearn never said X, Y, and Z. And I lied and said he said X, Y, and Z. Right? Then that would be the easiest thing for you to break down what I'm saying, because I would have no receipts or no way to show the proof. But they know that I'm playing the audio. I'm showing you. I'm linking it up. I'm showing receipts. So they know they can't say it. So they just revert to personal attacks. You're ugly. Shave your beard. Deflection tactics. Oh, but why didn't Wilder fight Klitschko? You know, a guy who's retired. And they want to try to bring up something that's not even relevant. Why are we talking about why Wilder didn't fight Klitschko when Klitschko's retired now? So it's too late anyway for that to happen. You know? Deflection tactics. Or, just stalling. Trying to bring up 18 different issues. Because they know I'm showing you the proof. I'm letting you listen to it. Real Brother 32 said they want to disrupt your platform because the information is true. Exactly. They know it's true. I'm showing you. I'm showing you receipts and linking up So they can't combat that directly. So they revert to, you know, personal attack. Oh, you're obsessed with AJ, or AJ fucked your girl. You know, just stupid shit. You know, AJ must have took your girlfriend. You know, just dumb shit. Me and AJ probably don't even have the same taste in women. You know, oh, AJ, you're just so jealous of AJ. You know, just stupid shit. Because they know they can't combat and argue the points that are being put out. Now that's a stream. The Vampire Stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace out.